want you to be happy.
No, you don't.
Do you love Santana?
Santana was the first real love of my life. There was a time when she occupied my every conscious thought. I was obsessed with her, more so because she didn't return my affections. Now she does.
Doesn't answer my question.
Of course I love her. She's beautiful and warm and passionate. She'll make a wonderful wife.
All right, fine, as long as you think you can make each other happy.
I'm happier than I've been in a long time.
Oh, yeah? Is that why you're pouring scotch down your throat like there's no tomorrow?
Look, I'll celebrate my way, and you celebrate yours, okay? Nothing.
Let me see.
No, I don't need a nurse, okay?
Mason, come on. You're bleeding. Oh, that's deep. That's going to need stitches.
No, then I'll go to a hospital.
Look, you'll go to the clinic with me. Come on.
No, I won't.
Yeah, hold this like this, hard, okay? All the way to the clinic. Come on. I'll take you.
I feel for you, Kirk. I really do.
Sure you do, Gina.
Look, it must hurt like hell.
I'll handle it, okay?
I don't know how you've managed to handle it so far. You're carrying around a lot of pain.
This is my problem.
And to think you loved Eden so much when you married her, that makes it even worse. You must be starting to hate her as much now as I do.
No, there are differences, Gina. Eden can do a lot of things to me. Can't send me to prison for the rest of my life. She can only do that to you.
Maybe Eden doesn't care that much about getting back at me anymore. I mean, if things are so hot and heavy with Cruz, everything else might tend to fade into the background, don't you think?
No, I don't think so. See, the way I see it, the sooner Eden gets with Cruz, the quicker she'll be to tell him all the suspicions she has about you. And we both know he's in a position to do something about it, Gina. Can you really afford to be complacent?
I'm not being complacent, Kirk. I just have a lot of other things that I'm worried about right now.
Oh, forget it, Gina. Brandon, you're never going to get him back. She's already set up another home for him.
Just because he's in a new home, that doesn't mean he's going to be happy. I think even Santana realized that after I talked to her.
What did you say to her?
Then I told Cece the same thing. That if they try to take my child away from me, I'm not going to make it easy for them. I'm not going to go to Brandon and tell him that I think it's the best thing for him. I'm going to tell him that I think that what they're doing is wrong. That they are trying to manipulate me. And that every night I go to bed and I cry before I go to sleep. When he hears that, we'll see how happy he feels.
You would do that to Brandon?
It may be the only way I can get him back in the end, Kirk. See, if I tell him at the Capwells that they've been lying to him all along, that they've lied to him about who his mother was and who his father was, and that they're using those lies against me, maybe it'll be it for them. Maybe I'll be able to win the war this way. You can't win without making some kinds of sacrifice.
I don't believe this.
I hope I didn't scare you.
No. I mean, yes, I wasn't expecting anybody. Why are you here?
I came to talk.
All the way to Hawaii?
Yeah, all the way to Hawaii.
Well, you must be tired. But it's late for you.
Actually, I'm not tired at all.
It always takes me some time to adjust to the time change. I slept until noon today. Luckily, I didn't have any meetings till 2. Otherwise, I would have slept right through them.
Right after you left this morning, I received a call from Eden's doctor. She's pregnant.
No, it's funny. I needed this time to rest. It's been really good for me. I needed to do a lot of thinking. It had to be done.
Hawaii?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go see Eden. Now that she's expecting, I don't see that I have any choice but to back off and allow her to raise her child with its father.
I think that's wise.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be talking your ear off here. I guess I've been alone so much I've sort of been starved for conversation. What I'm trying to say is, it's really good to see you.
I won't be staying long. I got my plane leaves in a few hours.
Cruz, what's wrong?
Me. I'm wrong. And I have been for a long time.
Look, you don't need to apologize about anything. Everything you said to me, every word, you don't need to regret that.
I'm not apologizing. I know I can't undo my mistakes. All I can do is stop making them.
What mistakes?
Everything. Everything I have done since the day you first told me you were going to marry Kirk. Until I followed you to the airport when you were coming here. That was foolish. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have kissed you the way I did.
Don't say that.
For months now, I have been selfish and destructive. I didn't ever consider what you might need. I just got strung out on this meaningless competition with Kirk.
What?
You know, I'm like that. I don't know why. I jump when somebody challenges me, and I just go crazy until I win. I don't ever stop to think about the cost.
So what you're saying is this has just been one big competition between you and Kirk?
I don't think it matters what the reasons are. The point is that you and I don't have too much of a future together. You tried to tell me that weeks ago, but I wouldn't accept it.
You said you never accept it.
Maybe that goes to show there's hope, even for somebody as thick-headed as me.
Something happened. I don't understand.
Eden, I used to like myself. I don't want to be the kind of person who's bent on destroying somebody's marriage. Kirk loves you. And you obviously. The two of you have a chance for something lasting. And you and I...
You and I what?
We are different. And I don't think we could ever have made it.
No.
It was a beautiful dream. It was such a beautiful dream. But I woke up. And I realized it's over.
I don't believe this is happening.
It should have happened a long time ago. Sometimes it takes a while to come to the right decision.
The right decision. That was going to be my speech.
What?
All I've been thinking about is about us. And I was coming to a decision. Do you want to hear what it was?
No, I don't think so.
And so suddenly it's just over. It's just gone. It's as easy as all that.
I didn't say it was easy.
Don't you know that those words that you said to me, they've been swimming around in my mind? How you told me not to give up hope?
I had no right to say that.
Cruz, for God's sakes. Don't you understand? That's what gave me my strength. It's what gave me my hope. I realized that I don't have to keep on going the way I have been, that I wouldn't...
You're falling into the same trap that I did. And you're fooling yourself.
Well, I'm not going to stand here and listen to you tell me that we would have never worked. It's not true.
Listen. You think back. From the moment you and I fell in love for the first time, we had to fight to be together. We survived on struggle. It made our love seem like it was destined. Like it was magic. Without the obstacles, it would be different. We wouldn't have the world to fight anymore. It'd just be the two of us, face to face. And I don't think it would be enough.
How can you say that?
You said it. When your father was sick, when you were suffering about whether he should live or be allowed to die, you told me again and again, we have different sets of values.
No two people are going to think or they're going to be the same way ever.
Well, about the important things, I think they have to.
Something happened between the time we were at the airport and now, didn't it? Didn't it?
Look, I told you. I was trying to make a decision.
You didn't have a decision to be made when we were kissing. Your decision was made. Did you forget all about that? Is it changed?
I can't tell you. Can't explain it in terms that are logical.
That's right, because it doesn't make any sense. Cruz, when you kissed me, it was all there. I don't need to remember it. I don't need to close my eyes. It changed 1,000 things for me. No, I was the one who had to struggle. I was the one who had the choice. And finally, I got away from everyone and everything, and I found out what really matters. And now you're telling me it's wrong.
Eden, it is wrong.
No. Cruz, something's changed. You, in a few short days?
It just happened.
Then why couldn't you have told me when I got back? Why'd you fly all the way here just to tell me this?
I thought it was important to put us out of our misery. And someday soon, you'll realize it was for the best. Hey, don't say anything more, please. It has to be this way. Goodbye.
Will I ever play the violin again? You're supposed to say yes, and then I say, that's fun.
That's funny, I never played it before. You're full of old jokes tonight, aren't you, Mason?
You know what they say. Laughing on the outside.
What do you have to cry about, Mason? I thought you're happy, right? You're marrying the woman of your dreams?
I think I'd better get going here.
How do you feel?
Oh, I'm not drunk anymore. Nothing like the sight of blood to sober a man up. I'm just exhausted.
Well, it's exhausting, keeping up the front.
You're not going to leave it alone, are you?
Mason, marriage is not a routine like dressing up for Christmas. You know, you don't play a groom for dramatic effect and then the next day change out of your costume and go back to real life. I mean, marriage is real life. It's every day.
Make it sound like penance. I hope that isn't your experience.
Why are you marrying Santana?
Well, I'm too tired to make up anything. Believe it or not, for once in my life, I decided to do something for somebody else.
Is this her idea?
Yeah, but that's not to say that it won't work out for the best in the long run. Love isn't always present at the outset of a marriage, is it, Mary?
If you're asking me, did I love Mark when I married him?
I'm asking you if you love him right now.
Of course I do.
So sure of yourself, aren't you?
Mason.
So sure of love. Boy, I'd love to hear your definition of it.
Well, I can't define it in one word. It's a combination of things.
Well, go ahead. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I'd say love to me is trust and patience. And it's knowing somebody so well that at times you don't know where they leave off and you begin.
Yeah.
And it's thinking of them ahead of yourself. I mean, wanting their happiness more than you want your own.
But if it's love, their happiness is your happiness, isn't it?
Let me take you home. Come on.
Yeah, right. Oh, whoa.
Oh, you all right?
No. Yeah, everything's intact.
Does it hurt?
I'll get used to it.
I was hoping I could have at least a month. You see, I've run into some unexpected... Another week? Are there any other options? Well, what if I purchase it at a future date from whoever buys it at the auction? All right, well, let me just ask you this. As a personal favor, is it possible you could just put it off to the end of next week? Right, if that's when the auction's going to be, that's what's going to be. Listen, well, I'll do what I can until then, and I want to thank you very much for all of your help.
Storming off in a huff kind of works up an appetite. Can I buy you breakfast?
Of course, once Mark is back on his feet, we'll be looking for our own place, but if we could just stay on at the guest house while he's recuperating...
Of course you can. You're both welcome to use it.
Oh, of course we would pay rent.
No. See, I've been trying to think of a suitable wedding gift. And the guest house is your wedding gift.
Oh, no, Cece.
Yes, it is, for as long as you want to use it.
It's too much.
No, it isn't too much. I'm serious. And I meant what I said. You can use it as long as you want. And if you really are comfortable there in the guest house, you can use it even when Mark is recovered totally. You can have it as long as you want.
I'll tell him and make him very happy. Thank you.
Don't thank me. It gives me great joy to see a young couple starting out. It's such an exciting time.
Well, I guess there's going to be a lot of excitement around here, huh?
What do you mean?
Well, Mason and Santana.
Oh, yes. Well, that happened so quickly I forgot all about that.
Well, I guess that the wedding plans were actually sudden, but I understand that there's been something going on between those two for a long time.
Who told you that?
Mason.
Mary, believe me, any feeling between Mason and Santana has been dead for some time. The only thing bringing them together is the child.
The child?
Brandon. I told Santana that I would consider giving her Brandon if she married. I never expected in the world she would pick Mason to be her husband.
So he is doing it for her.
For her? Mary, don't delude yourself into that, please. Mason is doing this for one reason and one reason only, and that is to offend me.
Oh, but Cece, he cares very much about
Well, that is not his prime concern. I assure you it's not. As usual, you're giving the man too much credit. I'll tell you one thing, Mary, about this marriage that pleases me, is that now Mason will be out of your life once and for all. And I think you'll be a lot better off.
I better get to the clinic. Thank you for that wedding gift, Cece. I can't wait to tell Mark about it.
My pleasure.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, Santana. I should say congratulations. I heard about your upcoming wedding.
Oh, thank you.
I wish you every happiness.
And I wish you and Mark all the best also. I didn't get a chance to tell you before.
Thanks.
He's getting out of the hospital soon, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I think he is. Yeah. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you, too. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, Cece, have you called Gina yet?
Not yet. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go upstairs and get Brandon and take him to your apartment and wait for Gina there.
You're sending Gina to my apartment?
She's going to come here first. And after I talk to her, I'm sure she's going to come to your place and give up Brandon gracefully.
How are you going to accomplish that?
Don't worry about it. I know how to handle it.
Cece, I trust you, but I don't trust Gina.
Santana, I just want Gina to promise not to do anything to upset Brandon, and I'll make it worth her while. Go get your son. Go ahead.
Okay.
Good morning, Gina.
Cece?
I'd like to see you this afternoon.
What for?
We need to talk about Brandon.
We don't have anything to talk about, Cece. I'm not going to make up some little story for Brandon and tell him how I've decided that he'd be better off with his new mommy and daddy. No, I'm going to scream bloody murder. And Brandon's going to hear it.
Be here at 3. I think I'll be able to change your mind.
Never. Not this time.
Just be here. I'll be waiting.
Last call for flight 756 to Los Angeles, now boarding at gate 3. This is a final call for flight 756 to Los Angeles.
Cruz, I had to come. I didn't sleep all night.
I think we said all there was to say.
I didn't. And neither did you. I want to know why you're doing this after everything that's happened.
Eden, I explain it the only way I can. It doesn't matter why, just the way it has to be.
Yes, it does matter why. Especially if you're forced to do this or you feel like you need to protect me or something like that. Cruz, you've got to do what's right for you. You can't do what's right for what everyone says is right for me.
Listen, nobody told me what to do.
Not Kirk? Not my father?
I'll tell you one more time. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in my heart it was right.
I can't accept that.
You're going to have to. I'm not going to miss my plane.
Oh, you just made it. Aloha. And many happy.
Thanks. Yeah. Listen, you keep this with you.
Hello.
Hi, darling. How are things going?
Kirk, hi, I'm fine.
You're working hard?
Oh, not too hard.
Getting lonely yet?
Well, it's hard to get lonely in such a pretty place. How are things with you?
Well, I'm lonely. I always get lonely whenever you're not around.
Listen, Kirk, I think I hear somebody at the door. I think it's probably the maid. I'll be right there. Can I call you later? Okay?
Sure.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Well, enjoy them while you can. Party's over pretty soon.
I don't care anymore, Cece. You can send me to prison. It doesn't matter. Because I'll get to Brandon first and I'll tell him what you're doing and he will never forgive you, any of you.
It's not my intention to send you to prison, Gina.
And if you have any more threats up your sleeve, well, you can save your breath because threats don't work on me anymore.
I can see that. I even respect it. Because I can understand your motivation now. You love Brandon a lot more than I thought you did.
Brandon's the only person in the world who never wanted me to be somebody else. He loved me for what I am. He didn't ask me to give him special favors or do special things for him. He just liked being with me. He loves me for me.
All right, Gina. Can you tell me what you can give him? You got a home to give him? You got a father? You got a husband to give him? You got resources to give him?
I'm not giving him up, Cece. Things will change. I'll get my life
together. That's a long way down the line. The boy needs a home now, and Santana's willing and able.
No, once Santana gets her hands on him, I'll never get him back. If you go through with this, I told you what I'm going to do.
Let's say I don't believe you'll do it.
Like hell I won't.
Gina, this discussion is about a boy that you love very much. You're going to tell him things that'll destroy his life?
I'll tell you what'll destroy him. Living with Santana.
No, Gina. No. See, for the first time, you've got the power to do something right for Brandon. You got the power to give him something he never had before. 2 parents and a stable home. You're going to deny that to the one person you truly adore and love?
I'm going to spare him that. Mason in Santana, what kind of a home is that? I'll make it up to him.
When? It's too late. Can't you see that he's changing? He's a changed boy. When are you going to make it up?
I know what he's doing. I know what he's going through. Don't you think I can see it?
Gina, he cannot take another blow. If you don't help him adjust to his new family, you're dealing that blow.
At least he'll know the truth. He'll know I didn't give him up without a fight.
Really? Well, is it worth his mental health and emotional anguish? Is it? Gina, where are you going?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving right now, CC. I told you there was nothing you could do to change my
mind.
life.
Something to you, hasn't it?
What?
Where you been living these past couple of weeks? Maybe the punishment was too severe.
What are you talking about, CC?
Well, when you left this house, you left with nothing. I tried to make sure that you had nothing all the time. I didn't realize such a sweeping defeat would change your perspective.
Why don't you just get to the point?
maybe if you could see a way out for yourself, you might be prone to see a way out for Brandon. I'm ready to offer you a way out.
A way out?
In the beginning, Gina. Brandon is over Santana's house now. Why don't you go over there to give them your blessing? You do that, you have $30,000 at your disposal. You can change your life anywhere in the country with that kind of money.
I knew it.
You knew what?
I knew it would come to this. You're talking to me about giving love and support to Brandon, about doing what's right for him, and in the end, all you want to do is buy me off. Well, not this time, Cece. I am not selling my son.
Gina!
It doesn't sound like a bad idea to bring her in if you... Well, no, we'll be here. Sure. All right.
You said I needed a new bandage. I tried to change it myself, but I didn't have much luck.
You'd have better luck probably if you were sober.
Are you implying that I've been drinking?
The fragrance is unmistakable.
Well, I'll stand farther off. But aren't you going to do the honors?
Mason, you can find someone else to change your bandage, can't you? I'm very busy.
Mary, I had a little wine with lunch. I'm not drunk.
It's not that.
What is it?
I found out why you're marrying Santana.
Oh, well, do fill me in.
It's your father again. Anything to provoke your father.
Is that his theory?
Isn't it the truth?
It's part of the truth. The other part is that I want to do something good for Brandon and Santana, believe it or not.
I don't think you'd be helping them if you weren't hurting your father in the process.
So, I still end up doing the right thing, even though some of my reasons might be questionable. It means our situations are just the same.
They're not the same at all, Mason. They're totally different.
Oh, no? Mark proposed to you weeks ago. It wasn't until he was on his deathbed that you managed to find your voice.
So what? So what does that prove? Nothing, except that I was scared. Because marriage is a big decision.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have considered some of the lifelong ramifications before you made your noble gesture.
Oh, yeah, and what about you? How prepared are you for lifelong ramifications, Mason? I think that once you've had the last laugh on your father, you get tired of this little joke, and then, well, there's always divorce court, right?
I wouldn't do that to Brandon.
Are you sure?
Of all the people involved in this marriage of convenience, Brandon is the only innocent. He's also the one that stands to gain the most. I won't lose sight of that.
Those are good intentions, Mason.
Oh, you don't think I can live up to them?
I don't think that you can make anyone else happy if you're not happy within yourself. It's a real uphill battle.
Yeah. I wonder if either of us has a chance of winning.
Close the door, Santana. You will not hurt that child.
You have nothing more to say about my life.
I warn you one more time. You do any harm to that child, and I will see that harm is done to you. Serious harm.
Let me go. Let me alone.
How could you even live with yourself? How could you even look at the eyes of that child that you love and adore and see the light going out? Because that's what's going to happen.
Let me in, Santana. You let me in right now. Gina, please. Brandon will hear you. He knows it's you. Please stop, Gina. I have something to say to you, Brandon. I probably should have said it a long time ago.
Buzz. Can I get a refill?
Mason, can I give you some fatherly advice?
Not if it's going to keep me from getting another drink.
Then let me speak on behalf of your liver.
Well, everybody's a defense attorney. Competition's killing me.
True story, Mason. But this stuff has made a lot of young guys get old.
Well, you could be right about that.
I know I'm right. I see it every day. But you can't overdo it.
Because I can take a hint, okay? I don't know how you expect to make a living discouraging your best customers.
Mason, customers like you I need. Drunks I don't.
Well, that's putting it very concisely.
Mason, old man, buy a drink?
Oh, no, I don't think so, Kirk. I've just been chastened into sobriety.
I just thought maybe we should celebrate.
So what? You make another $1 million for Dad?
No, I'm talking about your wedding, you idiot. Congratulations. Santana's quite a woman.
Well, you're right and you're wrong.
What do you mean?
No, you're right about Santana. She is quite a woman. But you're wrong about the wedding.
What?
There isn't going to be one.
Right. Well, I think we better get you home, all right? Maybe we can talk about this later.
Kirk, you don't understand. There's not going to be a wedding.
Right.
No. People should marry for love, Kirk. Do you hear me? People should marry for love.
I hear you, Mason. I hear you.
No, you don't. Why can't you understand? You and Eden, there's no love there.
Yeah.
You and Eden, Mary and Mark, it's all a travesty, and I don't want any part of it. I say we will have no more marriages. Those that have invitations, tear them up. The wedding is off.
Okay, Mason.
There's a guy down in L.A. I worked for about 2 years ago. I'm going to give him a call.
You think he'll pay you enough to buy the whole shipment?
No. But it's a place to start anyway. Could you hit the lights, please?
God.
I don't believe it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my lenses. They were larger. There is no way that
Cruz, why, Mickey?
Why not? It's been like this for weeks. I mean, as soon as I get my head above the water, something comes along and pushes it down under again. I've had enough. I'm not going to fight this anymore.
You heard me knocking outside, didn't you?
Yes.
Sorry I made all that noise. I hope I didn't scare you. Because I never want to scare you, sweetheart. Oh, it's just that your mother, well, she has a tendency to overreact sometimes. And she does a lot of things she shouldn't. You know what I was thinking today?
What?
I was thinking about a book that you and I used to read together. It was all about animals. And there was one part that was about a caterpillar. You remember that?
I think so.
And in the end of the book, that caterpillar, he turned into a butterfly. And he was flying among all the flowers, and he looked beautiful.
He was yellow and black.
Yes, he was yellow and black. And the book said that when he became a butterfly, he learned how to touch the sky. Do you remember that part? And the reason I was thinking about it was because I realized how much people have to change in order to grow, so they can touch the sky. I know you and I have been going through a lot of changes lately, and I know that they haven't always been good ones. I had a very hard time since I got sick and I was in the hospital. Things just haven't been the same since then. It's when it started, I guess.
But you're not sick now.
No, I'm not sick now, sweetheart. But I haven't been able to do the things for you that I wanted to. I wanted to get us a place to live together, and I haven't been able to do that like I promised. And I'm beginning to think it might be a long, long time before that'll ever happen. And maybe you better live someplace new.
I already do.
Not where you have been living. I mean, that I think you should move in here. With Mason and Santana.
Where will you be?
I'll be around. And I'll come and visit you as much as I can. I want you to have a home with a mommy and a daddy. Mason will be your new father, and Santana will be your new mother. I know it won't be like living with your real parents, but I know that you like them a lot, and I know that they love you very, very much. Sweetheart, I realize this is a lot for you to try to understand, but once you get used to it, I think that you'll be a lot happier than you are right now. And I know that I'll be happier. Because you'll be with people who love you, and you'll be in a home that's permanent, someplace you can stay. And you won't have to go from place to place and keep saying goodbye to me like you have before. I think it's time for you to go to a new place. Someplace where you can learn how to touch the sky. I hope this makes sense to you. I love you very much. I always will.
Gina.
Take good care of him.
Mason, what are you doing? You don't belong here now. Why don't you go someplace and come back in a few hours? Santana will explain everything.
Well, I have an announcement to make.
What announcement?
No, I think you're right, Dad. It's not a good time. I'll see you at the wedding.
Supposed to make me feel better.
I know when it comes down to it, you do the right thing for Brendan.
How can the right thing feel so wrong?
You've saved the boy a lot of anguish.
I don't need your approval, Cece. I don't need it and I don't want it.
Let me offer you something you do need.
I think it's a little late for anything you could come up with.
I offered you some money before. The offer still stands.
Yeah, as long as I leave town.
That also still stands.
I'm not going to do that. There's no way I'm going to do that because I'm going to be here when the day comes that you feel as bad as I do right now. I want to be here to see it. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
How is that, Gina?
What if someone were to take Eden away from you? How would you like that?
I know how hard this is for you.
I don't think so. I feel terrible. There's an empty void inside of me, and I don't think anything in the world will ever be able to fill it.
That's why I want to give you a chance to do something else. To rebuild your life.
It's not enough. The only thing I want now is to see you feel the same way I do. You can't stay on top forever, Cece. Not a man like you. In 9 lives are up. And one day you're going to fall, and when you do, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be first in line!
Taking an earlier flight. No, welcome.